from my Pilates partner with another 10 minutes of really worthwhile exercises for you to do if you're somebody who works at a desk all day. In particular, it's for you, the self-employed person, the person working from home who isn't in a big office where maybe they have wellness, Pilates, yoga, postural advice and all of that available for staff. So join me, we're going to do some exercises together. If you have no Pilates experience, it's okay, you can still do this video, but please just listen when I explain how we're going to activate our core muscles. I am just explaining it in a very light way. If you want the real detailed version, there's a lovely 10-minute video on my YouTube channel, My Pilates Partners, where you're going to find it. And it explains an introduction to core activation, okay? There's also a video on my website, so if you go to my website and if you're a member, you'll be able to access all the videos. And again, there's an introduction to core activation and breathing and all of that, even more detailed in my website. Okay, let's get started. I have shoes on for grip. I have a sturdy desk, so if I put my hands on it, I know that it's going to stay put. So you're exercising at home, please work in a safe environment, know what your body is capable of, and realize that all these exercises here are just suggestions. You do not have to do them, okay? We are going to start with the neck today, okay? So I'm going to stand nice and tall, arms are by my sides. I'm going to put a hip distance gap between my feet, toes pointed straight ahead. I have arches. And I'm going to start warming up my neck, okay? I'm going to put my hands on my hips for this so my shoulders sit in the right place. And I'm just going to take a few turns, right and left. So, it is today, what's today? Wednesday, lunchtime. I've already taught a posture class this morning. And in the class, the idea of, well, what do you do with a person who has neck issues sitting at the desk? Maybe the problem isn't low back, it's that they get neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, all that stuff that stems from the neck, okay? And then drop side to side. And I said, well, most people's go-to is going to be this, side to side. And certainly as a physio, this was my go-to. Warm up your neck during the day. I still say to people with neck issues, every time you go to the loo, you've just washed your hands, you're going to spend 2 extra minutes, just a minute and a half, and you're going to do head turns, right and left, by 10. Drop the ears side to side by 10. And then you're going to go on your merry way. And the next time you're back in the bathroom, just after you've washed your hands, you're going to do the same thing standing in front of the mirror. Okay? But that's not the entire solution. If you're a desk worker and you have neck issues, you also want to switch on the shoulder muscles. So we're going to go to the desk. We're going to weight bear through our arms. We're going to switch on the muscles back there between the shoulder blades and deep the shoulder blades. The ones that glue the shoulder blade against the rib cage. As I stay there, those muscles are being switched on. I want to be in a nice plank line where I can connect ear, shoulder, hip, ankle here. Let's just hold it. If you're feeling confident, you can step back even further. And it's a stronger hold. We're now going to start to weight bear asymmetrically through our arms by doing these little stepping actions. Okay, at the same time, you're going to get a nice little bit of a warm up through your leg muscles. And this is what I ask people who work at a desk to do. You've done your 10 reps turning and your 10 reps side flexing with your neck. You come back to your desk and you take about 2 minutes to just switch on the shoulder muscles. They are the strong foundation on which your neck sits, okay? Can you feel the weight bearing transferring right and left here through your shoulders? If the edge of your desk is sharp, well then just put a towel down to cushion it. Mine has a nice smooth edge. You can't trust your desk, go and use a kitchen counter, windowsill. Now, step up, roll your shoulders back a few times. Yeah, they're starting to feel warmer. There's no clicking there. Okay, let's do something else with those shoulders. Let's do some push-ups. So back into position. My core is on, and I'm going to bend the elbows, push out. Bend the elbows, push. My core is on means that that naturally there's just a nice little shrinking in around the front of my abdomen. And if I think about it, that natural shrinking in is even happening around my waist, around the back of my waist, and even in the pelvic floor. Make sure you carry your head with your shoulders. You don't want to go and drop the head, okay? It's going to carry the whole thing in and out as one piece. You do whatever number you can do, whatever you're comfortable to do. You're going to feel the arms warming up here as well. And come up. So now I have switched on. Core. The core part of my shoulders, around the shoulder blades. I have used my triceps down my arms, okay? I'm going to go back to a little bit of leg work again. Still in weight bearing. Listen, if you can't weight bear anymore through those wrists, you can always go onto your elbows. Maybe grab a grippy mat or something for your desktop. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to lift my right leg behind me and I'm going to round back my back, knee to chest, lift the leg behind. Round up, lift. So now I'm doing shoulders on while I mobilize my spine, my hip, my leg. So just like I said that your shoulders are the strong foundation on which your neck sits, well, your pelvis is the strong foundation on which your lumbar spine sits. And that's why as physios and Pilates instructors nowadays, we're all about firing up those glutes to support the pelvis and the back. Okay, we're going to switch it up. Hopefully you notice that I'm just working around my plank line. I'm going a little into flexion and then I'm going a little into extension, but I'm not doing extremes. I'm not going woo like that, okay? I'm not kicking my head back, lifting my leg too high. Keep the core, that's the tummy and pelvic floor especially, gently pulled up and in, and breathe through the movement, okay? I'm not going to tell you when to breathe, but just make sure that you do. Shoulders are working. This is really good for your neck. To switch your shoulders on when you sit back at the desk, much better chance of feeling well in your neck if your shoulders are warm. And stand up. Okay, we've warmed the shoulders, let's stretch them now. Okay, let's try and reach fingertips to fingertips. So what do you do if you can't reach? It's fine. You grab hold of whatever fabric is there in your shirt and you just anchor yourself in there. Your aim is to try and get this elbow up towards the ceiling and try and get this hand up behind your back. I'm going to keep stretching for another few seconds and then carefully release and switch it up. Very likely there will be a difference in the two sides because we have a hand dominance, okay? So which arm are we going to be looser in? Usually the dominant one, because that's the one that I'll go to the high shelf for things with by reaching with my dominant hand. Or if I'm going to get something in underneath the bed, it's usually my dominant arm that I'll reach in underneath with. So usually that's the looser shoulder, unless you've had injuries. Okay, hold that. Now let's release it. Let's do this one, the guillotine. So bring your arm across like you're going to choke yourself. My fingers are going down behind me here. Stretch it. I am pushing back with this hand. Can you see that? Yeah. I'm breathing. My core is still on. I'm going to switch it up. Here. Keep breathing. And release. Roll your shoulders back. 1. Roll them back. 2. Roll them back. 3. Fantastic. I am not a fan of rolling the shoulders forwards because to me that just feeds into the rounded shoulder and thoracic spine posture that one might have. I'm much more in favor of rolling the shoulders back. Okay, let's do a little bit more work for the back, okay? So we are going to do a little bit of flexion and extension. So we're going to go into into standing with the knees bent. It's like a kneeling posture, okay? It's motorbike posture. And we're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to round our spine. And we're going to arch. And very carefully this time, we're going to go beyond neutral. We're not going to throw the head back, but we are going to lift and open the chest. We're going to do this 5 times. Round it up. And then we're going to lift the chest a little bit and round it up. Let's not do anything too extreme into extension unless you feel that it's the right thing for your back. If you feel it's telling you that it needs a little bit of a stretch into extension, that's fine. But for a lot of people, it's just the movement they need. They don't need to go to the extremes. They just need to move. Let's do one more. That's probably 6, not 5. And there. And let's stand. Let's stand tall. Lifting up out of yourself. Feel light in your hips. Feel light in your rib cage. Light in your head. Nice warm neck, warm shoulders. And you are done for today. Fantastic. I will have another session for you tomorrow. Thanks for being here.